Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. This is a Republic Notice. The title of this Republic Notice is called Black Women Wait and Their Survival Gene. Black Women Wait and Their Survival Gene. It's 2013. And we know a lot of black men and a lot of people make fun of black women and their weight, but most of them would never had the strength to walk in black women's shoes. I'm just going to have to say that. Black women are the most, I don't want to say strongest, I want to say they're the most balanced women that ever walked the earth. And if balance is the strength, then they have it. Their equilibrium is better than most species that could ever be on earth. And the reason I don't want to say strong is because it devalues their humanity. As we're stereotyped to being strong and superwoman, as if we don't need no support, we don't deserve support and things like that. I would say she has the best equilibrium as a species, because saying that she's the strongest, it only identifies them in the other broader society as having a reason, because they're so deranged, to keep on attacking her. You know, she is, through King Yeshua, strong. She's not strong on her own. She is through King Yeshua. She carries the WOMANSEED of King Yeshua, and therefore it is through that she is strong, not on her own. For she is flesh and blood like anyone else. And a lot of time people use this as an excuse to abuse black women, saying they're strong, and then they want to go with all their weak impulses to infringe on her all the time. Even so, the topic of weight is a topic that controls a lot of society. It has a lot to do with finding mates and partners and jobs and everything. I mean, because it's an open form of discrimination that is accepted. It is accepted that if you weigh 300 pounds, you will most likely not get a job as an airline stewardess. It is accepted if you weigh 500 pounds, you will most likely not get a job as a construction worker. So it's an open form of accepted discrimination. Okay? Now, the black woman and her survival gene holds on to fat for her. And a lot of black men said the black woman is too fat. We know that is just another condition many times that black men join the larger public mystery Babylon majority to war and put conditions and judgment on black women who they all want to trample. And this is an excuse to trample. Now, not saying that she does not have weight issues. Of course she has weight issues. She's carried the burden of a country 500 years on her back. So she has a lot of weight on her back, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And the physical manifestation of the weight is just symbolic of the spiritual, the emotional, and the psychological and the social weight that she has had to carry. But yet, these same black men, they will be with any old obese type of woman, and the beast women that they be with could never match the proportional shape of the black woman, because when she carries that weight, black woman carries the weight better than anyone else. Like I said, her equilibrium is on a higher level than most people on earth. And therefore, when she carries the weight, usually she carries it in her hips and buttocks in proportion. So she looks better carrying more weight than the average woman do, okay? Because she's the original goddess on earth anyway. And so she looks better carrying more weight than the average woman do. especially the one a lot of these black men run with, who don't have developed buttocks, and their stomachs is hanging to the floor, and they're jiggly. Black women carry weight, but as Monique showed when she did a dance of Beyonce, when she got on stage with some big sisters, that they carry weight and they carry firmly. Their weight is a little firm and more solid and well proportioned than now you get a same group of white women trying to get up there with weight doing Beyonce and see if they look as good as them black women that Monique showed you. But anyway, I'm getting off of the point that I want to make. The point that I want to make is about this survival gene. This survival gene has black women holding on to weight because it's a transfer. As I said, obesity is a slave injury. And behind the fact that we ate dirt to survive, you know, our bodies was in starvation mode and we held on to weight for a fat gene, just like we held on to salt. We're the salt of the earth, and we held on to salt, and the iodine was a survival mechanism for us. And in the modern day society, it turns into what we deem as high blood pressure, not because of the salt, but because of the outside trampling of us, the continuous infringement, the continuous adrenaline level defense, the flight or fight defense constantly working and never getting any rest. So it's not so much the salt, it's just the stress levels of the injuries that this society continues to inflict to steal our wealth out of the Constitution. Because they have to war against us to continue to steal our wealth and our 400 years labor investment that's in the Constitution, that's written in the blood ink of our ancestors, the captives, the revolutionaries, the Civil War soldiers, and the natives, which a lot were black natives. And so this survival gene that's in the black women means that God knows what he's doing. While she might not appear to be attractive to a lot of people, and a lot of people say she don't fit the image that has been programmed by the nuclear bomb of the television, which means that a lot of us have a lopsided view of what weight should be anyway. And we all think we're supposed to be uniform, whatever was programmed in our mind about, you know, some kind of slim twiggy and all that stuff. You know, outside of the health issue of weight, we coming down to a survival issue. So when it becomes a war between survival and health. As the world now is going through birth pangs and the judgment on earth is upon us, that fat that the black woman has extra in her hips, body, and torso may be proven to be a secret weapon for surviving through cataclysmic changes of the earth when food and resources become scarce. She will have the reserves to fall on, and that same survival gene that was in her while she was in captivity working from sun up and sun down, that same survival gene will kick in on her. Okay? It will kick in on her, and it will help her body adjust more so to having less food reserves, because she will have the reserves of centuries of the storage that prepared for the day of judgment. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.